タケルちゃん、本当の私の姿。
The crap she went through, man. God. You know what? At the end of the day, I'm glad that flashback's over. I honestly wasn't expecting that. That was way too much.
でもね、まだ終わりじゃないんだよ。
Oh god, there's more?
心臓を強くしてくれたように、あいつらは私が気持ちいいって感じるところをどんどん感じやすくしてくれてたんだ。
は
私、それがすごく嬉しかったよ。ご褒美もらった子供みたいに喜んじゃった。私が従順になればなるほど気持ちよくしてくれるんだ。最高でしょ。痛いことより気持ちいいことを覚えさせた方が私が素直になるって分かってたみたい。多分私より前に連れて行かれた人たちで実験したんだと思うよ。だって私一度も痛くされなかったもん。あいつら気持ちいいことを餌にすれば人間がおとなしく従うってこと研究してたのかな。痛いことされたら本当の意味では従順になれないもんね。すごいよね、快楽の力って。もうこの時は気持ちいいことたくさんしたいだけだもん。こんな化け物みたいな体にされちゃっても全然気にならなかったんだよ。うつろな目をして他のことなんかどうでもよくなってる。この時はあれだけ考えてたタケルちゃんのこともすっかり忘れてたんだよ。いつも新しい刺激があってもうタケルちゃんのことを思い出そうって気持ちなんてどこかに行っちゃってた。人間じゃない化け物に気持ちよくされて、それを受け入れてもっともっとって汚れていく自分が気持ちよかったんだと思う。
At the end of the day, that's not really our fault though. They made it so that she would continuously enjoy it over and over. Hopefully Takeru sees that.
この後の私は気持ちよさに関係ないってあいつらが思った部分はどんどん切り取られていったの。でもあんな状態でしょ。それすら気持ちいいって思うぐらいになっちゃってたんだ。そのうちあいつらは私の脳みそと神経に直接刺激を送り始めたんだよ。私もその方がどんどん良くなって体の刺激は物足りなくなっちゃったの。そうやっていらないところを取られていくうちこんな姿になったんだよ。
Of all the ways to end up as a brainstem, I never would have guessed they would go about it this way. They defiled her completely, man. Ah.
これで分かったでしょ。今のが本当の私。タケルちゃんは心が私であればそれでいいって言ってくれたけど、がっかりさせてごめんね。私はもう心も体も人間じゃない。汚れた体はもう消えてなくなったけど、汚れた心の複製品はまだ残ってるんだよ。
Okay, but so what? You really think that matters to me?
なんだって見たでしょ今の。
Yeah, I did.
私はああいう女なの。だから。
Oh, come on. Were you not paying attention earlier? I already said I'd accept you just the way you were, and that means the good and the bad. So you were raped by the beta, so you're not technically alive. Okay, but none of that makes a difference to me.
同情はやめてよ。
No, you stop. I finally understand now why you've been acting this way.
は？何が？
After seeing that projection, it all makes sense now. I know why you made me take back my present and why you've been trying to push me away. Especially now that I know exactly what happened to me. It's all part of your plan to get revenge on the beta, isn't it? You want to get back at them for killing me when I tried to protect you and for all the disgusting experiments they did on you. If that's your reason for fighting, more power to you. I think that's perfectly valid source of personal motivation. I get that you're ashamed of what the beta ultimately turned you into after capturing and experimenting on you. Really, I do. And if identifying as the 00 unit is your way of putting that shame out of sight and out of mind, I don't see a problem with that. But I think that deep down, you just didn't want to risk me getting wrapped up in your revenge. I mean, isn't that exactly why you were trying to get me kicked out of the unit? You were just pretending I was getting in the way so you could keep me safe from harm, weren't you? Clearly you still have feelings for me. Why else would I be the only one you tried to have removed? If she didn't want anyone at all to get roped into her personal vendetta, she would have had the entire unit discharged. Even though you knew I wasn't the same Takeru you grew up with, you just couldn't separate the two of us in your heart. That's why you're trying to protect me, isn't it? I mean, why else would you say I'm the same person no matter which world I'm in? Why else would you go out of your way to reassure me it wasn't because I'm an imposter or because I hurt your feelings? Why else would you have been crying on your way back down the hill earlier? Guess you didn't count on Maya getting involved. She came up here after you left, and I spilled my heart out to her. I was still reeling from everything you've said, but she gave me some much needed advice. She said I should try to interpret your actions based on how you've acted in the past. She said you wouldn't have been crying unless you'd said something you really didn't mean. And she encouraged me to come talk to you again and get the whole truth. I'll bet that Maya could tell right from the get-go that you were just putting on an act for my sake. But she never came out and told me that. She just gave me a push in the right direction. She wanted us to work through this ourselves.
Mitsurugi-san.
Honestly, in retrospect, I can see that there were a ton of red flags in Tomika's behavior. It's just that I was too blindsided to pick up on them at the same time. Whereas Maya could see them plain as day, because she was looking in from an outsider's perspective. Look, stop pretending you've got it all under control, okay? There's really no need for that. You don't have to be alone anymore. I know what it feels like. I've been there before. When I realized it was my fault that Marimo-chan died in the other world, and that I was causing all my friends to forget about me, I seriously considered killing myself, to be honest. I couldn't bear to think that I was the one making everyone miserable and erasing myself from everyone's minds. I was terrified at that prospect of being forgotten by the world and doomed to spend the rest of my life alone. It made me realize just how much I'd taken my old life for granted, even more so than when I first got dumped into this world. But you were the one person I couldn't bear to be forgotten by, and so I did everything I could to keep my distance from you. But no matter how hard I pushed you away, you always came running right back. And in doing so, you helped me overcome my fears. I genuinely feel like as long as you remembered me, I could find the strength to live on. You gave me the resolution I needed, to skip town and face the world alone. All I wanted was for you to live, and to ensure I'd never hurt anyone else again. So yeah, I know exactly where you're coming from right now. But see, in my case, you were right there with me, fighting to the very end. You did everything you could to stave off the effects of the causality conductor using nothing but your diaries. I was determined to keep you out of it, but you told me everything would be okay and gave me a shoulder to cry on. But in the end, the kindness is what got you horribly injured. So now it's my turn. This time around, I'm going to be the one who saves you from suffering alone. I don't care if you think you're a fake or that you've been defiled. You're still Sumika to me, and I'll never forget you. You can kick and scream and try to stop me all you want, but I'll never let you go.
私は元の世界の私でもあっちの世界の私でもないんだよ。
I know that.
怪我をした私は同じ記憶があるだけでこの世界の私じゃないんだよ。
That didn't matter to the other Sumika. She still accepted me, even though I wasn't the Takaru she knew. I told her all about this crazy world and everything I'd been through, and she believed every word. It didn't change how she felt about me at all. You're the same person no matter what world you're in, so it only makes sense that you can't distinguish me from the Takaru you used to know.
タケルちゃんはタケルちゃんは元の世界の私やあっちの世界の私に
Wow, she must have been reading my mind from the very beginning, even when her mind was completely unstable. She must have seen that I originally agreed to help tune the 00 unit to help humanity win the war and restore order to all the other timelines. Which means she also knows how deeply I care about the Sumika I grew up with, and the one I heard in the other timeline along with Marimo-chan and the others. I'm sorry. There was a part of me that felt guilty about getting emotionally involved with you. It's probably because I felt like it wouldn't be fair to the Sumika I grew up with, and I was still racked with guilt over what I'd done to her in the other branch of that timeline. To be completely honest, I was also told to have romantic relations with you as part of my mission, and I accepted for the sake of fixing the timelines and ensuring mankind's victory. But I can't deny that it did feel a bit like I was cheating on the Sumika I fell in love with way back in the original world. I also felt like I had no right to feel this way after the horrible injuries I just forced you to suffer in the other branch of the timeline. So at first, my primary motivation for working with you was a sense of guilt. It was a way to atone for having totally ruined the other timeline. But it didn't take long before all the individual Sumika started to blend together in my head, and after that, I had no problem playing the part of your boyfriend. I think it was easier for me that way. It's the same reason why, after thinking things over last night, I started to feel like I was disrespecting every Sumika's feelings. I think the knowledge that you inherited the memories of the other Sumikas made it feel a lot less like I was cheating on them, to be honest. But it still didn't completely wipe away my guilt, which might be why I tried to justify my feelings for you by making them into my personal reason for fighting. I think that's why I was able to deal with you rejecting me yesterday, even if I couldn't accept your reasoning. It was actually kind of a relief knowing that I wouldn't have to feel guilty for the way I felt about you any longer. But the thought of being kicked out of the unit and having nowhere else to go really freaked me out. If I couldn't work directly with Yuko-sensei, I'd never be able to get rid of what made me a causality conductor, and that scared the hell out of me. Because if I couldn't fix that, I'd never be able to prevent the other world from falling into ruin. And then I'd just keep on repeating this same loop over and over into eternity. Meaning, I wouldn't be able to save the Sumika I hurt, and I'd never see the Sumika I grew up with ever again. So yes, those feelings you saw within me for the other Sumikas are still there. And I'll admit that when I confessed my feelings to you yesterday, I still wasn't completely sure whether it was the mission motivating me or my heart. But after seeing that projection, I think I can finally say for sure. that I'm in love with you, Kagami Sumika, no matter what world you're from. As far as I'm concerned, you're Sumika. You're the most important person in the multiverse to me. Maybe some people will call me unfaithful or pathetic. Some might even assume I'm just saying this out of pity. But I don't give a damn what anyone else thinks. No matter what world I find you in, I'll never abandon you. And all the logic in the world is gonna make me feel differently. So yeah, I'm done hesitating. I made up my mind. There's not a timeline that exists in which you don't belong with me. As long as you're here with me, as long as you're here in front of me, I'll love you with all my heart, and that's final. No matter where I go, you'll always be a part of me. So please, don't ever tell me to leave. Come here, Sumika. Yeah, she needs to let all this out, man. She's been holding it in for God knows how long. God, that must have been terrifying. You've been through so much. But it's okay now. You're not alone anymore. I'll be right here with you. I know you could easily tell if you just looked into my heart, but there's not nearly as much value in something you don't work for. So I'm gonna show you through everything I say and do. I'll make sure you never have any doubts about how I feel, and I'll keep doing it for as long as we live. I don't blame you. I still feel awful about before. I'm sorry it took so long for me to get my feelings sorted out. Really, really sorry. Yeah, well, so am I. Guess that makes us perfect for each other. Sumika.
Nani?
There's one thing you should know, though.
いいよ。何?
There's a world out there in which billions of people are gonna die because of me. There's not much time left. If I'm gonna prevent that from happening, then I'll need to find and destroy whatever it is that made me a causality conductor as soon as possible. But if I do pull that off, well...
分かってる。タケルちゃんは元の世界に戻るんだよね。
You knew, huh?
てた。ごめん。
Nah, don't apologize. Hell, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not even that concerned about getting home anymore.
どうして？
Well, because I'm finally starting to feel like I belong in this world, you know? I'm too deeply invested at this point. I want to honor my fallen comrades and keep fighting alongside my teammates. There's just so much I care about here, and it's gonna be really hard for me to let go.
ダメだよ。そうしないとまた世界観のバランスが不安定になっちゃうんでしょ？
Yeah, you're right. We definitely can't let that happen again.
元の世界の私待ってるよ、きっと。
Yeah, I bet she is. Once I get back home, I'm gonna tell her everything. I want her to know everything that happened here. She's the one person I know would understand. I'm sure of it.
大丈夫。私ならタケルちゃんの言うことは絶対信じるから。
So basically my point is that once my job here is done, I probably will be going back to my world. If that's not a deal breaker to you, then I'd like you to stay with me. That's all I wanted to say.
じゃあ私も一つ話しておく。
What's that?
私がああいう態度を取ったのはタケルちゃんが言った通りなんだ。
Yeah?
だけどそんなかっこいい理由だけじゃないんだよ。もう私いつかいなくなっちゃうタケルちゃんとこれ以上仲良くなるのが怖かったんだ。
Huh?
死んじゃったと思っていたタケルちゃんとやっと会えたのにまたお別れするのが嫌だったから。
Of course. I can understand that.
タケルちゃんなんて早くどっか行っちゃえって言いながらいなくなっちゃうなんて嫌だよって思ってた。
Sumika.
でも私はもう大丈夫。こうしてまたタケルちゃんに会えただけでも幸せなことなんだよ。
Sumika.
しかもこんなになっちゃった私でも愛してるって言ってもらえたんだもん。二人のタケルちゃんに愛されるなんて私確率時空一の幸せ者だね。そんな顔しないでタケルちゃん、大丈夫だよ。かすみちゃんや副司令だってついていてくれてるし、みつるぎさんや部隊のみんなだって優しくしてくれるし、だからタケルちゃんは全てが終わったら元の世界の私のところに絶対帰ってあげてね。
Sumika.
でももう少しだけ全てが終わるまではそばにいさせて。
Sumika.
この世界にいる間だけは私をタケルちゃんの住処でいさせて。
Sumika.
お願い、タケルちゃんのそばにいさせて。
Sumika.
タ ちゃん、私にサンタウサギください。
We may have taken a few wrong turns along the way, but that's what ultimately led us here to this moment. It's why I'm able to stand here and admire her like this. To have her here within arm's reach. To be able to bask in her warmth and feel her tender skin against mine. It might sound simple, but it's everything to me. Because I've finally come to appreciate just how irreplaceable these feelings can be.
タケルちゃん、ずるいよ。
What's not fair?
だってサンタウサギ取りに来ただけなのに。
Oh, sorry. Did I forget to mention there's a small handling fee? I mean, if you really don't want it back, that's fine with me.
いる。
Well then, I guess you just have to deal.
うん。
Finally, I get to hold her in my arms again. There's no greater feeling in the world.
でも、
What's wrong?
うん、
What is it? Ah, I get you. She's still self-conscious about being the 00 unit, isn't she? Must be anxious about letting me see her artificial body. Don't you worry. You're still Sumika to me,
タケルちゃん。
and I wouldn't have you any other way. So chin up, sweetheart.
タケルちゃん。
You got nothing to worry about. You're beautiful.
本当に
Yeah, I do.
嘘ついてない。
Nope. Come on, don't you trust me?
信じる。タケルちゃんの言うことなら。
Ever so softly, I touch my lips to hers. A single kiss. I can already feel my heart racing. I'm so nervous it almost feels like my first time all over again. Her lips are so soft, and her breath is so warm. How could I ever see this body as a fake? And hell, even if it were cold and mechanical, that wouldn't change a thing. As long as it's Mika, nothing else matters.
あったかいキスだね。
Oh yeah?
もっとしようよ。
Sure. I'm game.
タケルちゃん好き。
I can feel our heartbeat getting faster and faster. I can feel her breathing getting heavier and heavier. She's got her arms around my neck, holding tight so as to not let me go. I can feel it. We're about to become one. Sumika, I love you so much.
私も。
Can you feel my heart racing?
わかるよ。
Thank God. God, you're so soft and warm. It feels incredible.
本当おかしいところない？
Nope, everything feels exactly as it should.
よかった。
But I'd be happy to double check for you if you'd like. I graze my fingertips down along Sumika's body. She twitches slightly at my touch, her eyes now shut. Even through her clothes, I can feel how soft and warm she is. I gently brush a hand over her cheek, then trace my way down to her neck. Her skin is so supple, my fingers sink right in.
タケルちゃんくすぐったいよ。ダメ。
Sumika squeezed her eyes shut, her discomfort written all over her face. Just seeing her like this is enough to get my blood pumping to the point where it's hard to breathe. Her eyes shut tight, she calls my name over and over again. It's irresistibly sweet. I can feel desire boiling up from somewhere deep inside of me and I can't contain it. Meanwhile, Sumika's chest is heaving and her breathing's become even more erratic. Maybe our quantum-conductive brain is struggling to keep up with all the new stimuli and is trying to cool itself as quickly as possible. I want to elicit an even greater reaction from her. I want to hear her keep calling my name. I place my hands on Sumika's blazer. Sumika! I was right. You really are Sumika, right down to the very last detail. You're stunning. Yeah, I really do. Sumika. God, you're beautiful. I'm honestly floored. Can I make you mine? You're downright gorgeous, and I want to make you mine and mine alone. Is that okay with you? Sumika, can I touch you? You got it. Finally. We've finally been united. Lying here with her skin against mine and her inner warmth cradling me on all sides, I can feel her heartbeat from both outside and within. It doesn't matter if that heart's not real. She has a pulse. As far as I'm concerned, that means she's alive. I love you, Sumika. We both had terrible fates thrust upon us, and were forced to face this world completely alone, without a single person who could relate to us. We both loved alternate versions of one another before subsequently having them torn away from us. I was turned into a causality conductor and dumped into an infinite space-time loop. Sumika was captured by the Beta and ultimately forced to become the 00 unit. We're a human and a robot, and here we are, united in both body and mind. I wonder what people might say about us. Perhaps they'd look down on us for trying to fill the void in our hearts with an imposter. Perhaps they'd call us total degenerates. You've got Sumika, who was in love with another me, and me, who was in love with another Sumika. I wonder what people would think of the two of us getting together if they knew our respective backstories. Not that it matters at this point. We both know our time here is limited. We decide we need each other, and that we're gonna see this through to the end together. Sumika. Yeah, me neither. Well, why wouldn't you be? Why is that? Actually, no, he wasn't. He was a total fool. If it wasn't for Maya, well, I don't think he'd be in this position right now. Huh? What are you talking about?
私がタケルちゃんを遠ざけようとした本当の理由、さっき当てたでしょ。
Oh, right.
なんかタケルちゃんが00ユニットみたいだね。
Then I guess I'm your personal 00 unit, seeing as how I don't have a clue about anyone else.
本当、タケルちゃんって鈍感だもんね。
Yeah. I think that one's constant. That won't change in my timeline.
本当にタケルちゃんはどこの世界でも私のことをよく分かってくれているんだね。
It wasn't always that way. Without your help, I would have stayed clueless forever.
そうか、すごいんだね、元の世界の私って。
Oh, please. As if you don't already know. You've got our memories, don't you?
そりゃ自分のことは覚えてるけど、それをタケルちゃんがどう受け取ってどう考えたかまではわからないよ。
I guess that makes sense.
うん。
Now that you bring that up, though, it sounds like I was pretty awesome in this world, too.
え？
I think it's pretty impressive that I went toe-to-toe with the beta to protect you.
うん。
Way to go, me. I must have been a total stud.
タケルちゃんはどの世界でもすごいんだよ。
Yeah. But taking on the friggin' beta with my bare hands, even if it was just a soldier class, that takes some serious guts.
そうだね。ありがとう、タケルちゃん。
Although, I do have to wonder why I don't have any clear memory of that.
え？
You know, like, shouldn't I have inherited it?
どういうこと？
Well, it seems like I've got some sort of latent trauma related to the beta, going all the way back to the previous timeline.
トラウマ。
Shortly after I first enlisted, I passed out during the announcement that the beta had surfaced in Niigata. And then I had a total meltdown just from seeing a silhouette of one during a simulator training.
へえ。
At first, I thought these panic attacks might have been a result of my lack of experience or a side effect of the stimulus they gave us.
うん。
But now, I can't help but think it might be related to how I died in this world.
この世界のタケルちゃんの記憶が伝わったってこと？
Yeah, at least I'm pretty sure it's where my fear of the beta came from.
そうなのかな。
And if that's the case, it would only make sense that I've also got some other memories of his somewhere deep down.
そうだね。
Though I don't get why the causality for his death didn't carry over to me as well. Not that I'm complaining, of course.
それはタケルちゃんが因果動態だからなんじゃない？
Huh? You think that's just part of how it works?
うん。例えば私が自分自身をリーディングできないみたいに、因果動態も自分の因果情報はやり取りできないんじゃないかな。
Wait, you can't do a reading on yourself? Does that go for Kasumi as well?
うん。かすみちゃんにしても私にしても、リーディングは自分には無効だよ。
Interesting.
いくらなんでもそこまで便利じゃないよ。
Huh. Guess that just goes to show how much I've still got to learn.
これからいっぱい教えてあげるね。
Pretty sure Yuko Sensei would bite your head off if you did.
そうだった。
Gotta use that brain of yours. Sheesh.
ところでさっきの因果動態の話、もういいの？
Nah, that's okay. The trauma thing was just a hunch anyway. Not really worth dwelling on.
じゃあ今度先生の理論読んでくるね。そうしたらいろいろ教えてあげられるよ。
I really don't think she'd let you look at it. I highly doubt Yuko Sensei would just hand it over, given that there's no guarantee against the 00 unit going rogue.
頼むだけ頼んでみるよ。ね。
Yeah, sure.
だって私、タケルちゃんのお手伝いいっぱいしたいし。
Huh? Oh, okay.
そうすれば、ベータをやっつけて、他の世界も守れるでしょ。
Sumika.
早くしないと、間に合わなくなっちゃうんでしょ。
She knows that as soon as we accomplish our goal, our time together would be up. And yet she still wants to do everything she can to expedite the process. Thanks, Sumika. It means a lot.
いいのいいの。他の世界の私だって、そうしてほしいって思ってるはずだよ。それに、この世界のタケルちゃんも、それを望んでいると思うから。
Yeah, probably so. Huh? What time is it? Ah, jeez. Looks like we must have dozed off in the middle of our conversation. Not that I'm surprised, though. These past couple of days have been pretty draining for the two of us, both physically and emotionally. Obviously, Sumika's the 00 unit, so she doesn't get tired, per se. But it seems like she experiences similar effects as her ODL degrades. Sumika. Man, she looks so peaceful. Wonder if I help set her mind at ease a little bit. I have to say, though, now that I've slept with her, I'm even more impressed with just how lifelike the 00 unit is. The way her breathing changes, the way her body heat rises, the way she sweats, it's all unmistakably human. I know it's all just part of the facade meant to keep her from having a psychotic break after being transplanted into this body, but even outside the 00 unit, the standards for our official body parts are insane in this world. Hell, I would never have noticed First Lieutenant Suzumiya's legs were prosthetics if nobody had said anything. You know, when you think about it, if Sumika's mind is human, and it's impossible to tell at a glance that her body's artificial, it's kind of hard to say she's any less human than the rest of us. From the outside, her body's almost completely indistinguishable whew, from the real thing, other than a few seams here and there. Whoa, wait a second. Did you fall asleep holding the Santa rabbit? That thing wasn't designed for cuddling. I better take it from her before she breaks it.
タケルちゃんだ。
Uh-oh. Did I wake you up? My bad.
なんか夢見てた。
A dream? What about? So the 00 unit can dream after all.
怖い夢だよ。起こしてくれてありがとう。
A nightmare, huh? Guess I shouldn't be surprised, given everything she's been through.
真っ暗な部屋でなんか私泣いてるの。タケルちゃんが死んじゃったって泣いてるの。
A dark room. My death. That's definitely imagery linked to the trauma she suffered down there.
寂しかったし、とっても怖かったな。
I'll bet.
タケルちゃんに会いたい。会いたいって何度も何度も叫んでたら、すごく大きな双子が順番に小さくなって。
Okay, now you lost me. Well, at least now it sounds more like an ordinary dream, which is good. Having that serial aspect to it helps negate some of the horror.
そうしたら、タケルちゃんが目の前にいたよ。
Ah, shoot. Sounds like I woke you up right when things were getting interesting.
いいよ。怖い夢だったから。
If you say so. You should probably go back to sleep then. I'm sure you're still pretty tired.
今、何時？
It's 2:17. Why do you ask? You're due for purification soon?
うん。それは昨日やったから。明日早いし、部屋に戻ろうかなって思って。
I mean, would it make a difference? Your room's right next door.
うん。
Why don't you just sleep here for tonight? That shouldn't be a problem, right?
そうだね。そうする。
We won't be able to do this kind of thing for much longer, so I want to treasure this time together while we still have it.
お水飲みたい。
Sure thing. Be right back.
ごめんね。
Right? She can't process food, but she still needs water for cooling and whatnot. I always forget that. We definitely gave ourselves quite the workout earlier, so she probably needs it. Here you go, Sumika. Sumika, I got your water. Aren't you thirsty? She went to sleep way too quick. Huh. Guess she fell asleep. Well, this is totally new experience for the quantum conductive brain, so it's probably pretty overloaded right now. Alrighty. Maybe I should get some sleep too. Sounds like tomorrow's gonna be a pretty long day. Really? An alarm? What happened? What? We jumped straight to DEFCON 2? What the hell's going on? Sumika, wake up! We're at DEFCON 2! Damn it, of all the times to be buck naked. Sumika, something bad's about to go down. Wake up! Am I gonna have to slap you awake? Sumika, we're at DEFCON 2. You've gotta get up now. Sumika! Something must be wrong with her. I had this feeling for a while now, but she may actually be connected to the beta now. Sumika! Dude, what the hell's going on? I've gotta take her to Sensei. Is that her? Did she know something was wrong on the vital monitors? It's open, Sensei. Please get in here. Kasumi?
代わりに来ました。スミカさんをメンテナンスベッドまで運んでください。
Got it. Floor B19, right? So where's Sensei?
中央作戦指令室です。状況に対処しています。防衛基準体制2発令。即時出撃体制にて待機せよ。防衛基準体制2発令。全戦闘部隊は30分以内に即時出撃体制にて待機せよ。
The command center? She's prioritizing whatever this is over Sumika's well-being? What the hell's going on here?
急いでください。
Okay. Fuck, we don't have the time to get her dressed. Whatever, I'll just wrap her in the bedsheet.
タケル、鏡、どうしたのだ?
Sorry, no time to explain. Tell Lieutenant Hayase that Sumika and I are with Yuko Sensei.
わかった。
Thanks. Sensei.
ごめんなさい。ちょっと外す。あとは指示通りにお願い。了解。こっちいらっしゃい。
Okay.
ここなら大丈夫よ。で、彼女は?
I carried her to the maintenance bed in the brain room. Kasumi's with her right now.
そう。ご苦労様。
Sensei, what's happening to her?
データは常にモニターしているわ。少なくとも最悪の状態ではないとしか言えないわね。
Oh, thank God. So does that mean she's just in safe mode again?
そうね。異常劣化が原因でああなっていることだけは確かよ。
再発の原因は不明。
Their happy time, maybe?
とにかく知ってる限りでいいから何があったのか説明してちょうだい。
Well.
何をしたのかぐらいはデータを見て分かっているわよ。その前後に何があったのかを知りたいの。
Oh, right. She's been monitoring her vitals, so it must have been pretty obvious what we did. But Sensei, there's no way that's what caused it, is it? You said it should be fine.
そうね。それ自体は彼女にとって良い影響があるって考えているわ。私はむしろそうなることを望んでいたし。
So that's why you were egging me on.
別に最初から男の仕事って言ってたじゃない。
I mean, yeah, but...
非人間化による彼女の精神的なストレスを考えれば、それが最も効果的なことは想像に難くないでしょ。
I guess.
まあいいわ。とにかく時間がないの。要点だけでいいから手短にお願い。
Tamika's fighting to get her revenge on the beta who killed me and did horrible things to her. But she found it really difficult to think of me as a different person from the Takaru who died in this world. Just like I can't separate her from the Sumika I knew. She didn't want me to get mixed up in her quest for revenge, and she was scared of getting closer to me since she knew I'd have to leave someday. That's why she tried to kick me out of the unit for my own safety and to put some distance between us.
なるほど。それを結果的に体を使って考え直させたってわけね。
I mean, obviously this was after we told each other how we really felt about one another, but yeah, basically. So then we both fell asleep for a bit, and when we woke up, we talked a little, but then she suddenly stopped responding to anything at all.
とにかく分かったわ。今の話が原因になっている可能性は十分考えられるわね。
So then, what's happening to her?
今の状態は人格や精神が安定に向かう過程で起きる未確認現象というのが目下の見解よ。この前の作戦でのトラブルもその未確認現象の一つというわけ。
I see. Tamika's the first 00 unit they've ever made, so there are a lot of things about her that even Sensei couldn't predict.
とにかく今浄化処置の準備にかかってるわ。だからあんたは部隊のブリーフィングに出なさい。
But Sensei...
今は浄化処置しか手がないんだから、あんたがそばにいても仕方ないでしょ。それに00ユニット云々は私たちに明日があればの話なんだし。
If we can't live to see tomorrow, what are you talking about?
警報を聞いたでしょ。今この基地は最大の危機にさらされているのよ。
One of the worst threats. Don't tell me it's the HSST again.
HSST？ ああ、前に阻止したやつね。そんな生優しいものじゃないわ。
Huh? Then... Are they trying to start Alternative 5?
人間が相手ならよかったんだけどね。
Huh?
この基地目指して数万のベータが進行中なのよ。
I think they want Tamika. What? You're kidding.
おそらく佐渡島背部に属していた個体群よ。作戦当日に島周辺にはいなかったんでしょうね。
What's the situation so far? How long will it take for them to get here?
戦闘は発生してないから双方被害なし。ここに来るまでおそらく2時間もかからないでしょうね。
No way. How could they have gotten that close? Why didn't we know they were coming?
XT70 爆破の影響で破壊された第2防衛ラインの早期警戒システム。復旧が間に合ってないの知ってるでしょ。
That's right. The tsunami took out all of our vibration sensors too. But what about all those soldiers that were out there? What the hell were they doing?
仕方ないわよ。ベータは大深度地下を進行してきていたんだから。
I was just thinking the same thing. They were probably buried deep underground. They were coming from underground?
地中を移動する微弱な震源を感知したのは高崎と秩父の観測基地よ。警報が出たのがついさっき。震源の深さはどんどん浅くなってきているわ。そこから導き出された出現予想地点は旧町田市一帯よ。
Machida? That's right in front of us.
そうね。だから帝国軍は戦々恐々よ。ただでさえ少なくなった戦力のほとんどを帝都周辺に集結させている最中。まあ当然よね。
Okay, but how the hell did they get all the way from Sadogashima to Machida? That's just impossibly fast.
佐渡島ハイブのスタッフがすでに本州内陸部まで伸びていたとしか考えられないわ。少なくとも群馬あたりまでね。
You're kidding. All the way to Gunma? Is that why the IGF lost track of the beta when they surfaced in Niigata during the last timeline? That can't be it. She said they were deep underground.
しかもセンサーをごまかせるほどだから相当の深度だったのよ。中部地方の火山活動が活性化していたのも痛かったわね。
That's one of the long-term effects of the G-bombs they dropped during Operation Lucifer. I'm pretty sure that's the reason Mount Tengen erupted too.
それに高21号作戦での彼らの動きを思い返してみると、おそらく定期的な間引きで地上侵攻は半ば諦めていたのかもしれない。
She's right. There were herds of beta that were advancing underground to avoid artillery fire. If the stab had extended all the way to Gunma, then we were almost too late to blow up the Sadagashima hive. If they attacked from Gunma, they would have overwhelmed the Kanto plains in no time.
まあ何にせよ、佐渡島のベータは帰る家がなくなったんで近くの空き家に引っ越そうとしてるんでしょうね。
Vacant property.
ベータはハイブへの帰巣本能があるんじゃないかって考えられてる話、前に話さなかった？
Oh, right. I remember her saying that back when she told me they kept the beta facilities under their base. This base is operational.
彼らだって活動に必要なエネルギーを何らかの形で補給するはずでしょ。それをハイブで行っているっていうのが定説。
Then can't we just turn off the reactor or break it or something?
悔しいけど、人類が勝つためにはベータの技術をまだまだ研究する必要があるのよ。
I know, but now that we have Tsumika and the Susanoo,
XG70 と00ユニットがいてもハイブを手に入れることがどれほど難しいかこの前知ったでしょ。
but we can do better next time.
何が起こるか予想できない以上可能性を狭める選択はできないわ。今彼女が倒れたことも十分予想外の出来事なのよ。
Then can't we just turn it off temporarily or something?
仮に停止させるにしても再起動できるという保証はないの。可能性はゼロに近い。安易な選択肢はやれることをやってから選んでも遅くないわ。
But how many surface pods will that... No, I shouldn't even bring it up. I'm sure she's already taken all that into consideration. The reactor of this hive is absolutely crucial. The research we're doing here is essential to humanity because even if we manage to kill every beta on Earth, there's more on the Moon and Mars. And it's way too dangerous to rely completely on the Susanoo, given that Tsumika is still not completely stabilized.
まあ何にせよこうなったのは私の読み違いのせいよ。